Good afternoon, Geminis, and welcome to your reading. Today we're going to see what the Most High would have you to be aware of at this time. Earlier, I pulled a card for you, 0330, Lucky Shirt. Okay. Pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide wonderful benefits for you and the people you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. All right, Gemini. So, communication. That is a Gemini thing, communication. So, let's see what the Most High would have you to be aware of when it comes to this lucky shirt energy here. Okay. Okay, so at the center, we have the Page of Wands in reverse. Okay, so someone is hasty and impatient here. They could be impulsive as well here. This is Aries, Sag, and Leo energy here. Okay, so when it comes to this lucky shirt or pursuing your goals here to get what you want, someone may be a little bit too hasty. Okay, a little bit too impatient right now, Gemini here, maybe too impulsive or restless here. Okay. And then the beginning, we have the Three of Cups here. So this speaks to celebrations here, some gatherings, some parties, some friendships here that you may have here. Okay. And the outcome, we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse here. So there is some imbalance here. Some overextending of oneself, maybe some chaos here. Okay. Okay. So when it comes to this lucky energy here, someone may be moving a bit hasty here. Someone may be a little bit too impulsive here, especially when it comes to partying. Okay. Partying and social events, friendships here. And someone may be imbalanced right now. Okay, you may be overextending yourself here, and life may be a bit chaotic for you. Okay, Gemini, so you may be in this Page of Wands energy here, being very impulsive here, very restless right now. Okay, and then we have this Five of Swords here. So there is some type of conflict or some competition here. Someone feels some hostility here. Okay. And then we have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse here. So there is some recovery from financial losses here, overcoming some adversity, some positive changes here. Okay, so when it comes to this celebration here, these parties, these social events here, there is some positive changes here. So you're overcoming some adversity here, maybe recovering from some financial losses here due to these celebrations, these gatherings here. Okay, and there could have been maybe some conflict or some aggression or hostility, maybe at this celebration or this gathering, or maybe some conflicts with some friends here as well here. But there is some overcoming of this adversity here and some positive changes, Gemini. Okay, and then we have a King of Cups in reverse here. And we also have the Hierophant here. That's Taurus energy here. Okay, so when it comes to these celebrations here, the King of Cups energy, this is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, could be untrustworthy here. This is someone who is manipulative, someone who may be emotionally turbulent here. Okay, especially when it comes to spiritual wisdom, when it comes to sharing knowledge and their education here. So this is someone who is at this celebration, at these gatherings here, someone you may have considered a friend here, but this energy is untrustworthy here. They are intolerant here. So this Pisces, this Scorpio, Cancer, um, masculine energy is untrustworthy here. They could be manipulative too, Gemini. Okay. And then we have the devil here. Okay. That's that Capricorn energy here. And this King of Cups here in the reverse could have some addictions here, some dependency. Okay. And they may be very materialistic as well here. Okay. So there could be some hasty and impatient energy when it comes to this King of Cups in reverse and this devil energy here. Okay. And this could be someone who is trying to distract you here. Okay. They may feel that you are easily tricked as well, Gemini. Okay. So beware of that here. Okay. And then we also have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, Ten of Pentacles in reverse here. So this is some type of financial dispute here. Okay, this could be some debt that you're dealing with. Some type of family conflict is also possible here. Okay, so there is some type of conflict or battle here. Okay, when it comes to some type of financial dispute here. Okay. There is some instability here, okay? Possibly because of some hasty or impatient action here, maybe on your part, Gemini here. But this could be because of this King of Cups here, that this was done. Someone who was untrustworthy, someone who was manipulative, okay? Someone who is dependent here. And they have some type of addiction here, okay? But this financial dispute is definitely with this King of Cups energy. There could be some type of conflict or battle concerning this. And this could lead to some discontent for you because there could be some limitations or restrictions because of this situation, Gemini. Okay. So when it comes to your religious beliefs or your education here, you can overcome this adversity here. There could be positive changes here. So this speaks to some recovery from a financial loss here after dealing with some type of addiction or dependency here, or maybe some powerlessness here and imbalance here, overextending yourself in a chaotic situation here. Okay, so overextending yourself when it comes to these celebrations, these parties, these friendship here. Okay, and someone in this friendship circle was untrustworthy here. Someone was manipulative here and emotionally turbulent here. Okay, and they have addictions here. Okay, so this affected your financial situation here, and it caused some conflict and some battles with this King of Cups in the reverse, Gemini. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck here, we have a Six of Wands here. So this speaks to your success, your victory over this situation here. Things improving here. Okay. So even though you may have been hasty here, okay, maybe you feel like you were distracted by this energy here, easily tricked here, but you have success and victory here. You can recover from your financial loss here. Okay, you can overcome this adversity of this devil energy, this addiction, this materialism, something that had you discontented and caused imbalance here and some overextending of yourself and some chaos here. Okay. All right, let's see what else. Get a little bit more clarity for you, Gemini. Okay. So, yeah, you could be dealing with a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces, or a Capricorn here, or a Taurus. Um, Yeah, and there's also Aries, Leo, and Sag energy out here as well. Okay, so some of you can be dealing with any of those energies at this time with this type of situation, especially when it comes to friendships or family, overextending yourself, and things are getting a little chaotic and out of balance for you. Okay, but you can overcome this adversity. Okay. All right, so we have the Eight of Cups here. Okay, so there's going to be some walking away, letting go here of relationships, and this could be these friendships here, letting go of these celebrations, letting go of these social events here, moving on from that, Gemini. Okay, and we have the Hermit in reverse here, so that is Virgo energy here. Okay, so there could be some loneliness here. You may feel isolated here and maybe feeling a little antisocial right now after this conflict, after these battles here. Okay, with these individuals in this group. Okay, and then we have a King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so that's your Gemini energy here, and Libra and Aquarius here. So you may have a lack of structure right now here. Okay, you may feel cold here. Okay, maybe you feel like there was an injustice done to you by this group here. Okay, and then we have the moon here. Okay, so that's Pisces energy. Okay, so there may have been an illusion here, some type of delusion or anxiety. Okay, in this situation, especially when it comes to this King of Cups in the reverse who was untrustworthy here, they may have created some type of illusion here. They may have been manipulative, and this has caused you some anxiety about this deception. Okay, and then you have the Queen of Wands here. That is fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries here. Now, she is someone who is very confident here, someone who is very passionate. This is someone who's a social butterfly here. Okay, and this is someone who may have spiritual wisdom here, someone who has knowledge here. Okay, so you're walking away and letting go of some relationship here. Okay, and maybe it's a relationship with this Queen of Wands as well. Maybe this is another member of this friend group here, and you feel like you've been deceived. Okay. So this King of Cups may have deceived you, and maybe you feel like this Queen of Wands is involved in some type of way here. Okay. And so now you feel that there was an injustice done by this Queen of Wands energy here. Okay. And we have the Four of Swords in reverse here. Okay. And once again, this speaks to anxiety here. Some kind of burnout, some stagnation, some exhaustion that you're feeling after this illusion here. Okay. And this addiction here. Okay. So this lucky shirt here. Okay. You feel like you have progress. You thought you had some progress. You thought things were getting better. You thought there was some peace and some hope here. Okay. But you were hasty here. Okay. You were easily tricked here. And now you need to recover here because there is some burnout here, some stagnation here, a lack of structure here. Okay. And you have the Three of Pentacles here. So this is teamwork, collaboration here, focused effort here. Okay. When it comes to this financial dispute here, when it comes to this debt. Okay. And then you have Ace of Pentacles in reverse here. Okay, so this is speaking to some mischances here, some frustration, some insecurity, some bad investments here. All right, here. So, all right, Gemini. So there may have been someone around you. So this may be another friend. So there could be some friendships here that are very toxic for you, okay? And now you are seeing that there's an imbalance here. There's a stinginess, bad investments here. This is causing you some anxiety here, some burnout here, because there was an abuse of power here. There's been some injustice, some manipulation with this group that you've been dealing with. So you're walking away, you're letting go of these relationships here. You may feel lonely and isolated and secluded at this time here, but this is good for you. This is lucky, even though all these things going on around you may feel unlucky, but it is lucky for you, because this is a transferring of responsibility to others. So where people were depending on you and pulling on you for your finances, now it's time for you to let that go and let them depend on themselves here, because this is causing you to be burnt out. This is causing you anxiety. It's causing you stagnation here. Okay, you feel like you've been manipulated here. Okay, so this King of Cups in reverse here was untrustworthy here. You thought there was going to be some teamwork and collaboration here, but it was an illusion here. Now you're isolating yourself. You're secluding yourself here because you feel burnt out here. You feel like you stagnated. You're exhausted here. And there are some mischances here because there is a lack of foresight here. You didn't recognize the imbalance here. Okay, the overextending yourself brought imbalance, Gemini. Okay, so now there is a transferring of responsibility to others, transferring the responsibility back to others in this group dynamic here. It's no longer your responsibility to look out for these friends who are not sharing the load, okay, who are not giving as you are giving here. Okay, and this has caused you a lot of anxiety here. Okay, but now you have to focus on getting your balance back here so you can get the success and victory that you want, so you can get the achievement that you want, so you can get the peace here and the progress that you desire here. Okay, all right, let's get a little more clarity here. Okay, so yeah, so there are a lot of people in this friendship dynamic who are takers, Gemini. Okay, and you feel that this is an injustice here. Okay, you feel like you've been manipulated. Okay, that you've been taken advantage of, and this has caused you some burnout here, some exhaustion here. Okay, frustration, some insecurity here. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, so you may have to isolate yourself and really take time out to take care of yourself, to get your finances back in order after this parties and celebrations. Clearly, you've been putting more investment in it than others here. Okay, so here we have a curated image. Okay, so this is someone who has every post that is polished, every angle calculated. They don't get distracted by the highlight reel. Okay. And to me, this is speaking to your friends who are phony. Okay. They come off as polished here and very calculated here, but they are phony. Okay. And this is something you have to walk away from. You have to let go of these relationships here. Okay. You have to move on from these types of people, Gemini. Okay. And then we have pulling strings here. Okay. Someone pulling strings here. So that's, it's not what you know, it's who you can control. Someone is orchestrating the situation to make sure they stay on top here. Okay, so this is where this conflict, this battle, these competition here. Okay, because someone is pulling the strings here. Someone wants to make sure they stay on top. Okay, and they are orchestrating this situation here. So this is this time where you feel isolated here. Okay. You're feeling antisocial now. Okay. And it's a time to be in seclusion. Okay. From these energies who are always in some type of competition or conflict with you here. They're pulling the strings. They're being fake here. They are takers. They are users, Gemini. Okay, so, all right. Then we have the real receipts here. So screenshots were saved. The messages were archived. The evidence is airtight and ready to blow things up. Okay. All right. So when it comes to recovering from some financial loss here, some forgiveness here, you have the receipts here. You have the screenshots here. You save the messages. You have the evidence here. Okay. Of the injustice, of the manipulation here. Okay. So you have the real receipts as to what went down here, Gemini. Okay. Okay, we have unsent text too. A message was typed with intention, then deleted out of fear. The silence says more than the words would have. Okay, so some thing was deleted or unsent here. And this is this untrustworthy King of Cups, okay, in reverse here. Someone who is very intolerant and withdrawn here. Okay, so there was some unsent text from this individual, yeah. And this is some type of delusion or deception here. Okay, that this King of Cups is trying to get away with here. Okay, with this unsent text here. Okay, so their silence says more than their words would have. Okay, so the fact that they're being quiet says a lot here. And then we have the status symbol here. Someone's chasing symbols instead of substance and wondering why it still feels empty. Okay. All right. So this is this Hierophant energy with this Queen of Wands here. Okay. So someone who feels like they're very confident and knowledgeable, very educated here, but this is someone who chases status. Okay, so this curated image here, chasing status here, unsent text here, with this Queen of Wands, this King of Cups, these people that are in these groups, these people that you consider friends here, they are very materialistic. They only care about status here. Okay, and they are manipulative here and deceitful here, and there are a lot of delusions here. Okay, but you have the real receipts here. Okay, Gemini, you have the screenshots, you save the messages, you have the evidence. Okay, you're aware that they are pulling strings, that they are trying to control something. Okay, and then we have envy vibes here. Okay, someone envy wears many faces. Sometimes it shows up as fake support, fake concern, or unsolicited advice, or fake friends. Okay, so these are fake friends. Okay, all right, they have addictions, they're materialistic, they have dependencies, and they are full of envy here. Okay, and this is causing some restlessness, some stagnation, and you're exhausted from dealing with these type of energies here, Gemini. So yeah. Okay, and then we have a wedding day here. There is a wedding going down from me to we, from uncertain to official. Everything feels so much more defined now. Okay, so someone is getting married. Maybe this is someone in this friend group, maybe, that is getting married here, and they have some financial issues here, some instability here. Okay, and they want some uh, teamwork, collaboration here when it comes to getting this wedding day together. Now, I don't know if they've asked for your help or some financial support with this wedding day situation, but I would say that's not your job to do. Okay. And then there's some spilled tea here. Okay. So gossip is currency, and someone just cashed in. When the tea is this hot, you better believe it's being passed around. So something is being brought out concerning this wedding day. with this group of friends, this celebration, these status symbols. Maybe someone is marrying for status. So maybe one of your friends may be marrying someone for status here. Okay, this wedding day. And the tea is being spilled here. And someone has the real receipts in this situation, Gemini. Possibly that someone is you. Okay, because this seems like this is something that's going all around you here. Okay. So someone that's pulling the strings, especially when it comes to this wedding day, wants this success and victory. Okay, they want this recognition here. All right, they want this here. Okay, this is some type of goal that they want. They are pursuing this goal. Pursue your goals and get what you want. Someone's pursuing this situation here, pulling the strings to get this done here. Okay, but these are people that are around you that are fake that you are dealing with. Okay, Gemini. So you have the receipts as to what is really going on here. Okay, and you know that there's some envy here. Okay, so, so there's a King of Swords in the reverse. That's possibly you. That's recognizing that there is a lack of structure here. There's injustice, manipulation here, and there's this King of Cups in the reverse here. That's untrustworthy, unproductive, manipulative. There's a Queen of Wands here that is attractive, but she cares about her status here, her education here. And there's this wedding day with this team work, this collaboration. So it's possible that you're invited to some type of wedding. They may have asked you for some assistance, some financial assistance in this thing here. But these people are users here. And it's got you in a state of anxiousness, restlessness here. But it's not your responsibility, Gemini, to come out your pocket because they are your friends. Especially, it would seem that this is something that they do often and they don't reciprocate to you. Okay? So someone is gossiping about this. Someone is spilling the tea. Okay? About this situation. And there is some envy here and some fake support and fake concern, unsolicited advice here. So there is a lot of messiness in this situation here. Okay, so let's see what you should be focused on, Gemini. Okay, especially when it comes to your ability to really communicate. So hopefully you don't resort to gossiping about this situation, Gemini. Hopefully it's not you who have decided to spill the tea because you're tired and you got the real receipts and you about to let it be known. Okay, Gemini. No. Sometimes you get tired and you let it out, but let's see what else is happening, what you should be. Okay, so we got change here. Okay, Gemini, so there is something that needs to change here. We got a fresh start. Yeah, you need to change. You need a fresh start. You need to let go of these groups of friends and lighten up. Okay, so it's time to lighten up. All right, so you're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself will allow you to align with your true self. Okay. So maybe these relationships, the situation is outdated because you're changing. Okay. And you're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you have been given. Okay. So it's time for a fresh start. Lighten up. You're being asked to remember that life doesn't always have to be so serious. Yes, there are hard things happening. No, it's not always easy to be here on earth, but you can always find time to laugh, be silly, and have fun. It's so important that you do so. Okay, so lighten up. Maybe you are angry about this because the King of Swords is in the reverse and you've had enough here. Okay, you feel like this is injustice, this is manipulation here. And you have this King of Cups in reverse who is manipulative. So you may be correct, but you need to change. This is something you've outgrown here. So maybe this group of friends you've outgrown it. You need a fresh start. and you need to lighten up and not take things so serious. Just let it go. Okay. It's not important that you spill this tea, but I would say resist the urge, Gemini, to spill the tea. If you have the real receipts, resist the urge here. Make a fresh start here. Let go of this group. Maybe you shouldn't even go to this wedding if this is something that you've been invited to. Now, if you are a part of the wedding, maybe you still have to go, but um, maybe this would be the last thing that you do with this friendship group. I mean, that is your choice here. If you want to fresh start from this group and you're tired of dealing with this type of energy that is very fake here, they always want to appear to be perfect, but they're not. But it seems like this is something you're going to walk away from, okay? Because there are some materialistic energies, there's some dependency here, some excess here. And it's causing you some burnout and exhaustion here. And there are envy vibes here, okay? There's fake support, fake concern, unsolicited advice, fake friends here. So the energy is surrounding you is very fake, okay, Gemini? But that's what I see. So I see this is a time for you to recognize that you have outgrown this group of people. Maybe you've matured and they haven't. And it's just time for you to change and make a fresh start here. And it's time for you to lighten up and have fun. Okay, be silly. And you don't seem to be having fun with this group anymore. Okay, so that's what I see. So I pray that you make the best decisions for yourself, Gemini community. And once again, you could be dealing with the Leo, Aries or Sag, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, I see, especially the Libra, Aquarius, and of course your Gemini energy is here, okay? And there is a Virgo here, all right? And that is the energies in Capricorn, okay? So maybe it's time for you to move on from this dynamic with these friends. And Taurus, if I hadn't said that, Taurus is here too, all right? But in any case, that is what I see. So I pray that if this is an opportunity for you to have a fresh start, that you would take it. And Neptune Soulful Seer is out. I pray that you have a blessed rest of your day. If you like how I read, like, subscribe, share, and comment. Take care.